everyone, so this is just a quick catch-up video. I thought I would show you some of the projects that I've been making over the last few months. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, some of you may have already seen some of these because I've been posting them, but I've not necessarily done videos on them all. So it's just about the ScanNCut really. I mean, we all know that the ScanNCut can be used for fussy cutting, you know, shapes out of pattern paper, stamped images. You know, this is something I've shown in the past where I've stamped and used the ScanNCut to cut the shapes out for me. Here's a few cards that I've made recently using, you know, Stampin' Up stamps, and I've stamped the images and then I've got the machine to cut them out for me. These are a leaf that are already inbuilt into the machine. I've also, over the last few months, been showing you how you can make stencils using Canvas Workspace. This particular card, I'm not sure how well you'll see it, but I showed you how to design this brick design stencil, and then I used it to sponge some ink through to make this faded background on this card. Again, the palm trees and the flower were cut out from stamped images using the ScanNCut. This particular one, this design is in my ScanNCut machine and it is a stencil design. You do have some stencil designs in some of the ScanNCut CM models. This particular one is from my SDX, but again, I use this with some embossing paste just to add a little bit of texture. So, you know, you're all used to me showing you projects that are for cards, but I want to show you some 3D projects I've been making recently. So this particular design is my Popup Box Design. That's a free cutting file on my website, applelover53.co.uk, that I stretched to make it taller, and then just using my scoreboard I made a little base for it so it's more like a box rather than being open at the bottom. I covered it with designer series paper, and then all these shapes that you can see here are all Disney designs that are in the ScanNCut SDX 2200 Disney machine, and I cut them all in various sizes. I've shrunk them down. This particular design in its normal size is about 7 or 7.5 inches tall, but I've shrunk them down and then I've put them all onto like kebab sticks and made them into this decorative centerpiece. Not sure how well you're going to see it. I've put the camera up higher in the hope that you're going to see them all. This itself stands about 12 inches tall. So, you know, don't think of your ScanNCut as just for fussy cutting stamped images or pattern paper. You know, use it to make your party decorations, your table decorations, 3D projects, that kind of thing. So that's one project. Then using one of the Disney activation cards, I made this. I'll just turn it round. So this was made using that card, and this is a party banner. I used one of the shapes off the card, the apples from the card and the bluebird, and then I just used basic circles from the machine and created this banner. I also made a party invitation and tied it all together. So again, I've cut the apple, I've used the bird to tie it all in, I've made the colours all tie in together. So I've used white, red, this kind of mustardy yellow and blue, and then I got the machine to write "You're invited." By the time you actually see this video, as I say, some of you will have seen some of these projects already, but I just thought I would do a video and post it all up to show you. In addition to that, on one of my other Disney cards, and I can't remember which one it's on, I think it's, so all these were from the Snow White card. From this card, I made this to go with this. This is like a table centerpiece to go with this particular set of birthday projects. Now this is a bookmark on this card, I think it's on. And basically I cut 4 of it. I cut some cardboard strips and folded them in half and used those, and you're probably not going to be able to see them, to make joining strips. So this then becomes a 3D table decoration. So that's another project I've made. Then from my Toy Story activation card, I've made some more party invites. So I'll just move these over to one side and I'll show you what I've made with these. Now this was a free invitation I found on the internet, which I printed off. But then with the rest of the, oh, and I forgot to tell you, I made I did a straw with a bird on to go with this project. And then from the Toy Story, I printed a star, which I think is on my ScanNCut machine. I can't remember. I don't think this actually came on the card. And I've done another decoration. And then with shapes from the card, I laminated a piece of blue card, and then this is getting some glare on it, I cut some designs from vinyl, and I've made a table place setting. So this says to infinity and beyond. So that's that. I also used the pen tool and I drew some of the designs to make colouring pages for the kids that were going to be, you know, would be attending a party. So that's another set of ideas. I've also made this 3D decoration recently. I'll move some of these out of the way. Now this was an idea I saw on the internet. This was all made from chipboard, which I covered in pattern paper, and then this flower design is on my machine and I just cut it in various sizes, and as you can see I've layered it up on 3D foam. These leaves are on my machine and I ran these leaves through an embossing folder to give them some texture. So this is another 3D project. Then from the Toy Story card, again, what I've done, I've cut out characters that are on that card and made this into a centerpiece. Now this stands 18 inches tall and about 11 or 12 inches wide, so it's difficult for me to get all this in. But basically I made the box by hand, added the child's name on the front with a star to tie in with the straws, and then I cut Jessie, Woody and Bullseye, and then a number, and made this into a 3D table decoration. So that's another idea. And then finally, from my Disney Rapunzel and Aurora card, this is one of the projects that I made. This is as it is made. I've just added the flowers, so you can see here it's like a frame, a 3D frame with Rapunzel inside. This was all cut using one of the designs, as I say, that's on that card. And then these flowers are on my SDX machine, and I made them smaller. I've cut this one at 4 inches and this one at 3 inches, and just stuck them on with hot glue. But again, 3D projects. So they're just some of the things, some of the ideas and some of the things I've been making recently. So as I say, don't just think of your ScanNCut, you know, for making cards and fussy cutting. Yes, it's great for that, and I use it a lot for that, and I make videos a lot showing how to use it in that respect. But you can do so much more. I mean, these, I'm sure you will agree, are, you know, just fabulous 3D centerpieces. So anyway, that's what I've been up to recently, and I just thought I'd show you and hopefully inspire you and give you ideas to show you how you can create things like this using You know, this, as I say, is a shape that's in my ScanNCut, but I've turned it into a 3D project. And then a lot of the other designs are made from pre-installed shapes or shapes that come on the activation cards. Anyway, I hope you are inspired to have a go. Please leave me any questions or comments underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.